have reached That Happens, the only podcast recorded directly to an answering machine. I'm your host, Spencer Crittenden, and now for today's guest, leave your podcast after the beep. Beep.
Hey, this is a podcast. My name is Kevin. Can you please call me back as soon as possible? I'd like some comedy, please. Thank you. Dial tone noise.
I was just like, I wonder how long. I wonder how long. And I could have pushed it longer, but you know, that's not nice, huh? Anyway, what a nice show, man. It's a good day. Happy Sunday. It's That Happens in the building. You got Spencer. You got Kevin. You got Jason. Where's Jason? Jason's here. She's here. You got the whole crew. You got who else is there? You got Jeff. We don't got Jeff. We don't got a guest. We gotta start getting guests. I have guests. I'm populating a mental list of guests, and I'm not reaching out to them. So, but just please understand that that list is being populated mentally, and that is important. No, I don't know. Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know. I've just, not to complain about the show being bad, because the show's not bad, but I feel like I've not been living very much, and so there's not very much life to talk about on the podcast. And I'm also like, it's not like I'm not going on the internet, but I'm paying less attention to the internet than I used to, and I'm not remembering as much, because it's just, I don't know if you've noticed, Kevin, but it's kind of the what do you call it? The iteration cycle is tightening, and it's just the same things keep happening. And it's like, yeah, I know. That's what it was last year. And it keeps happening. And it's like, over and over and over. And it's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm still burning time on it, but I don't care. And in that unending timeless vortex, it turns out that it's hard to come up with things to talk about on the podcast. So, you know, that's why we skipped that one time. We didn't skip last week, but I don't remember if we talked about why we skipped last week. But that was part of it. It was because I was like, I just don't know what the fuck to talk about, man. We go through the emails. We could eat a bunch of tubes of Russian goop, but you know, I don't know. What's up with you, Kevin? How you doing?
You know, I've actually been feeling the same way. Like, I feel like you take a lot of the news headlines of today, and they would make sense 2 years ago or 4 years ago or whatever, and it would just perfectly fit in. You know, like, oh, it's another election of what's probably going to be Trump versus Biden. You know, and oh, Elon Musk said something stupid, and oh, you know, this happened, and it's like the writers have gotten lazy this season, and we're just rehashing old plots again.
Yeah,
and it's getting boring. I feel like we need a new apocalypse or something to happen now.
Yeah, sometimes you in this is probably there's a lot of places like this, but sometimes in California there's desert, wastelandy kind of nowhere areas that are just kind of like a road through nowhere. And they got rocks, they got cracks in the ground, they got damaged dead plants and like broken, twisted, scrawny, mostly dead trees, you know. And you'll be driving out there for a few hours, and you'll be like going and going, and you'll be like, I swear to God, this shit's just looping. It's not that, you know, it's the identical species of plants scattered in a way that makes them look. It's like, no, I swear to God, like it's this plant, that plant, that plant, that plant, and then it starts over. It's this plant that, you know, it's like this weird loop that happens. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening with life, where it's like, you know, this is why people say it's a simulation. But it's a simulation because, you know, we're in stasis because there's a stranglehold on power, and there's a slowing of... Okay, so you're familiar with entropy, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
Heat death of the universe. The idea that, you know, everything you do burns energy, and that lessens the gradient of energy that exists in the universe. And eventually the gradient will be zero. There will be uniform energy all throughout the universe. When that happens, all movement will cease, because no no more transfer of heat can happen, and then everything will stop or whatever. Heat death of the universe. I think shit. I lost my train of thought. Why did I bring up the heat death of the universe? Because I think that's happening societally. Is what I want to say that my thought was. That's what that's what I think I was building towards. Is there's like a heat death. Oh, it's money. There's like a heat death of money that's happening as the rich are amassing more wealth and not moving it around, and it's not coming out. I just saw a thing that was like there's like $8 trillion. The richest 1% scooped up like $8 trillion in the past 20 years from the lowest, like, whatever, 50% of the world or something. I don't know. But so it's like as the money, what do they call it? Money velocity is an actual economic term. As the money velocity slows down because the rich people have it, and they're only spending it on what they want, and they're not stimulating the economy the same way because they just want to hoard it all. Like, it's just going to slow down the possible transactions of the world, and that'll just kind of be like an ice age for business. Not good. And then everything repeats too. There's a new Final Fantasy remake game coming out. Oh my god. Joe Biden. It's great. I love it. I like our politicians. And it's not cool to criticize them. And I think they're young. So that's cool. Did you see Jon Stewart's back on the Daily Show once a week? Did you see this?
I did. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm oddly excited about this because I didn't watch it as much as I didn't appreciate him while he was there, and then I missed him as soon as he was gone. So yeah, exactly. I'm kind of excited to see him come back now.
Yeah, I watched his episode. It was pretty good. I don't know. I don't think it was amazing. It just felt like the Daily Show again. I don't know. Whatever. The Daily Show's changed a lot over time, and it felt kind of classic. It was good. But who cares? It's all. I feel like Jon Stewart was good. You're like, man, he is good at this. He's better than other people, and it's like maybe he's better at this than other things he would be doing otherwise. But whatever. Anyway, we were talking about the podcast at some point. I don't remember why, but we were talking about the podcast, and I saw something the other day that pissed me off. I showed you this podcast video. Can you play it for the audience? Because I showed you something I saw the other day. And I want to see if you can see it. And I want to see if the audience can see it. And you can check this out at thathappenspod.com or sharphomevideo.com to watch us live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. Okay, you see this comment? Kevin, do you see?
Let me see.
Do you see the problem?
I do think I know what you're going to complain about, yes.
Yeah? Problem?
For the people who are listening, on Apple Podcasts, it proudly states that our podcast is updated bi-weekly.
Yeah.
And either meaning of that is wrong. We don't update it twice a week or every other week.
Well, I don't think they're saying twice a week. I don't think that's what what they're trying to say. So,
no, I don't either.
The automated thing that is the machine's job is to determine how often the podcasts come out. It has decided that we come out once every 2 weeks, which is news to me. I mean, I know we miss a lot of episodes, but we're crossing a new threshold into a bi-weekly podcast now with how many episodes we miss. And, this isn't...
I don't think we've missed that many compared to other podcasts, though.
Tell that to Apple. Tell it to Apple. I don't fucking... Whatever. I went to check it because I changed the podcast description, and that's been updated because we've gotten complaints about the podcast description being inaccurate. And as I went to check it, I saw that, and I was like, well, what do we have here?
Yeah, man. I actually looked around in the settings everywhere that I have access to. There's that they're doing that on their own. This didn't come from
no, it's looking at the podcast and it's making a determination that this podcast only seems to release bi-weekly.
Yes.
And speaking of the podcast, Kevin, have you checked Reddit lately?
Not for a while.
Podcast Reddit. Someone had a complaint.
What was the complaint?
Well, here's what's interesting. It's not a complaint about me. Can you believe this?
Really?
Yeah. Do you know who it could be? Do you have a guess who it could possibly be about, if not me?
I'm going to say it's going to be about me because if it was about Jeff, you would have opened with that. So
no, it's about the spleen.
Okay.
They don't like the spleen. No, it is about you. They said that you got to kill your crisp audio thing because the podcast needs to hear your laughter. That's what the complaint was.
I actually have not been using Crisp for like the last 2 months.
So you haven't been laughing and you're just lying to us all?
No, I just like I said like a few weeks ago, I have like this reverse Jimmy Carr laugh that's the quietest laugh ever. It just like whatever it is, Zoom is just like, yeah, that can't be human, whatever that noise is you're making, and it just cuts it. I don't know.
We're gonna have to turn original audio on. I think we're gonna have to really go and re-engineer this whole situation. Because there was a complaint, and remember the last time there was a complaint, I said the show was good, and so we basically will do all the complaints from now on.
Okay.
That's the new standard. No, I don't know. It's fine. It would be good to hear. I was thinking that maybe we got to get a separate mic for your laughter. Like get like not a lav, like a boom guy in there, like right up to your trachea.
Okay, and I will make an effort to make a more audible laugh. But I can't tell what Zoom is cutting out because it. But that's doesn't...
the problem. The problem's not that your laughter is bad. The problem's Zoom. It's a technical problem. Your laughter is good. Everybody loves it. We want to hear it. Everybody loves it.
Okay, I will just go ha 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 ha.
No,
when you say something funny,
no, we got to figure out the tech of this. That's all.
Okay,
that's all. We'll figure.
I will play with Zoom offline after this episode and figure out how to fix this.
But so in American Gladiators, there's those big Q-tips or something. We need to get like a boom guy who has a mic like that he can just like press into your throat. I think
Oh, okay.
And so when you're laughing, they'll get right in there and be like so close to the laughter.
I thought you were gonna like say have Ariel have the Q-tip and just tickle my side with it or something to make me laugh harder.
I don't think one of those American Gladiator sticks would tickle you. Really, I don't know.
Probably not. No.
You could knock you into a pit, though. Is it a pit of foam or water? Whatever. You ever watch Global Guts? Was that what it's called?
No, I don't think I have. What is that?
Yeah, it's a Nickelodeon show where I think it was based on American Gladiators, where kids would do these like physical competition kind of things, and then eventually they did an obstacle course. They had the final obstacle course was called the Aggro Crag, and then they called it the Mega Crag, and then finally it was the Super Aggro Crag. And if you get to the top, you actually get to take home a piece of the Super Aggro Crag. So anyway, that's about the size of that. Okay, here's something I figured out. Okay, I wonder how to talk about this, because I know our audience is squeamish. The thing about our audience is they're a bunch of tiny, whiny little bitches. And if you aren't the absolute most careful, you can damage their little bodies and brains. But so I'm going to say this really delicately. Okay. When you have to go to the bathroom, you can feel it. And you're not looking at an indicator light, it's not like a window that says, oh, you got to go to the bathroom, buddy. It's not a pop-up. It's a physical sensation in your body. You're literally feeling the stuff in your body that you have to go to the bathroom to get out, right? It's physical. It's there. You're feeling it in your body. And sometimes you have to go to the bathroom really bad. And you feel like it's right there. It's like, no, I feel it's right. It's actually like literally right there. It's like physical. You're feeling it. Okay, so I was driving down the road. I had to go to the bathroom really, really bad. I was feeling it. It was right there, like I was saying, like I've been describing. I've been trying to explain this to you guys. It's right there. I can feel it. And then I almost get in a car accident because this guy stops short all of a sudden. And so I'm going to swerve to go around him. But then another car stops short. So what would have been my safe exit becomes a really dangerous exit. And so then the maneuver that would have been a completely fine maneuver to do became a really dangerous maneuver that I had to be very, very precise on. And then I was like, oh, shit. And I got out of it. It was fine. Everything was fine. But then I was like, oh, man. Like, I don't have to shit anymore. Like, I can feel it. It's physically in a different place now. Like, it's moved. I can feel it in a different place in my body, and it's less of a big deal. And I was like, man, I was in an emergency situation. My body, like, sucked it up.
You clenched that hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a thing that can happen. Keep that in mind. So, yeah, I don't know. Stay safe out there, folks. I've been listening. We had Abed on the podcast. I've been listening to. He said he was listening to a David Spade and Dana Carvey podcast, and he called it. He said he called it the D&D podcast. I was like, that's a weird name, and I looked it up, and the podcast is called Fly on the Wall, and so like. Abed was talking about, he saw this podcast called D&D, but I guess he was making a joke. He was like, like, oh, it's called D&D. But I thought he was being serious, and it was a different show. It's a good podcast. Although, the later the episodes get, which was like it started in the pandemic. It wasn't like started in like 2016 or anything. But the later the episodes get, like the more they complain about cancel culture and stuff. And it's like, it was really good when you were just talking about stuff. And now it's just but it is, I'd say it's still a pretty good podcast. It's just like you can skip those parts or whatever. It's just not very interesting, and they keep saying it over. They do a lot of repetition. That's too much.
I listened to a few episodes of it, and what hurt me so much was he did the same thing that kind of when he was on Harmontown, Dana Carvey I'm talking about, of basically just like looking back at his career as a total failure.
Yeah.
And it was just so hard to listen to. Like I think he took the reception that Master of Disguise got really hard.
No, he did a lot of bombs. Like he did a fair amount of bad movies. And so that's the thing is I think he feels really bad that he wasn't like in good movies because he is famous. And I think like in his mind, the reason he's not perceived that way is because people didn't see good movies that he should have been in. Well, not should have, but could have been in, but yeah, I agree. It does seem like yeah. I don't know. I feel bad. His son died recently. It's crazy.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't find out about it until really recently, until I started listening to the podcast actually. So I must have completely missed that, but that's horrible. His son's like about my age, a little younger. But it was crazy. We did Great Minds, and he was on Harmontown, and he was really, really, really nice. And David Spade's really interesting too. I don't know. He reminds me a lot of me. He seems very needy and vulnerable, I guess you could say. It's very interesting. But I don't know. Who knows? It's really easy to identify with people when they're doing a podcast or anything. And then it's like, if you actually meet them, who knows what they're like. But I don't know.
Did we ever talk about on the show how David Spade was like attacked by his personal assistant?
No.
It was some crazy thing where I maybe remember some of the details wrong because I read about this a long time ago, but like this guy that had worked for him for years, all of a sudden just like lost his mind and broke into his house with a gun and was like trying to kill David Spade. And David Spade somehow fought off this guy that was like several times larger than him and managed to like run outside. The crazy guy followed him out. Then he went back inside, locked the door, just as the guy like right in his face locked the door. Perfect timing. Calls 911.
This happened in 2000. It looks like. Wow.
Yeah, and like he's on the phone with the police, and while they're waiting for the police to show up at his place, they're telling him to leave the house, and he's like, "No, that's where the crazy guy is. I'm in here. It's safe." And they're trying to say, "No, it's safer outside." And he got into this big argument with them, and like. They never really figured out what made this guy just kind of like lose his marbles and decide to attack him. There was no motive ever found or anything. It was kind of crazy. Like he goes into it on I can't forget Howard Stern's show maybe or something. He explains the whole story, and it's nuts. So like if you want a weird story to listen to, go look up David Spade's like personal assistant attacking him thing. The way he tells it is it obviously affected him a lot, but it's kind of a funny story the way he tells it too.
Sure, yeah, he's funny. That's crazy, man. That's so weird. Yeah, I mean sometimes people lose their minds, you know. It's scary. I mean, it's scary, dude. Like, I don't know. The world's crazy. There's so many ways for things to go wrong. Like, you can get hit by a bus. Someone can just lose their mind spontaneously and murder you. You know, like, I don't know. And that's in addition to someone with their right mind murdering you. You know, it's whatever. It's a good show, and we like it, and I'm good at it, and everybody loves it. So AI is in the news again. When is it not? Ugh, AI. The word AI sucks. It doesn't work. It's not right. I mean, I don't even whatever. I don't actually have that big of a problem with the word AI, but it isn't right. Like people just algorithms. Anyway. There's this new Sora. OpenAI has announced Sora, a video processing thing. It can make videos, and people are like, it looks so bad. It doesn't really look so bad. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look so bad. It looks fine. I don't think it looks soulless. It just looks like something. You know what looks soulless? Things that people with souls create, you know? You know what I'll tell you? You saw this stuff, right, Kevin? Some of this videos?
Yeah, I mean, I'm blown away by it. It's not perfect. I totally admit, but like, if you had showed this to me a few years ago and said, "Hey, this is what AI is going to be doing today," I just would never have believed you. This is such a humongous jump from what we had. You know, everyone's like comparing Sora to that, like just literally a year ago, Will Smith eating spaghetti thing that was so viral and how bad that looked. And then Sora comes out with this stuff that's like tracking reflections in that woman's glasses and things like that, and it's stunning what we've done in such a short period of time.
Well, it's really interesting that people compared it to the Will Smith thing. Yeah. So like I think at some point we showed the beer commercial AI kind of video thing, which that kind of video generator has gotten a lot better. But, you know, so there's just very strange stuff. So Will Smith eating spaghetti was like one of those kind of videos where his face is morphing and his mouth is morphing and the spaghetti's morphing. It looks like everything's melting. It looks like a crazy acid trip. And people are comparing it, be like, look how bad that is and look how good this is. But the thing is, Will Smith eating spaghetti is so much more complicated for what the AI is good or bad at. Like it's like it's the difference between like draw a circle and like render an organism's lifetime or something. You know, it's like they're completely, and we're talking about a text prompt, you know, so it's something that makes the most sense simplified into AI's version of understanding text. So it's like, yeah, there's going to be stuff it's good at and bad at. And tracking shots of normal life like you might see in a fucking like advertisement for a gated community or something, you know, video like that is probably going to be easier to render than other stuff. But, you know, there's problems with hands and the new stuff that's been coming out too. So I think it's interesting. It's still pretty good. But yeah, people are saying it's soulless and stuff. And looking at it, it's like, yeah, the stuff that this would be best for is like weird marketing B-roll akin to like how, have you seen how sometimes on Yelp in like food ordering websites now they're putting AI images of the food? Have you seen that in the menus?
Yeah, that's so wrong.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's not helping anything. You know, so it feels kind of like that, where it's like, yeah, I mean, in this weird, empty, it doesn't matter kind of space where you just need a video, just use some of this video. And I think that's valid. Like the tracking shots of like these Japanese people walking or something, that's what it looked like to me. Like that would take a while to shoot and get, you know, and if you could get it in 20 seconds through a machine and get 3 usable seconds for a trailer or something. That doesn't seem that bad. It's just, again, the stealing of it all. We gotta hammer that out. So it's like, but that's why it's like, I feel like it's so stupid for people to make the argument, oh, this looks soulless, oh, looks so bad. It's like, it honestly doesn't look that bad, and I am not going to stand here and be sold the lie that you honestly believe it's soulless. You're saying it's soulless because you know it's AI and you're casting a judgment that anything it makes is soulless, and you're using that judgment to render anything it produces as soulless. That's different than seeing something and organically determining it's soulless. I don't know if it is or isn't soulless, but I know for a fact that 99+% of people who say the stuff is soulless are just doing that, regardless of what it is. Right now, there's a thing going viral where someone who works on One Piece is shitting on a guy who produced a picture of One Piece using AI. And there's like this little knuckle that's like miscolored. And the guy's like, you fucking idiot, this knuckle's miscolored. And it's like, yeah, but he made that in 2 seconds, and you could go into Photoshop and recolor the knuckle, and now the knuckle's right. And what are you complaining about? This took 20 seconds. How long would it make you to do this the right way? Is Luffy on model? Is this picture like accurate? That's what you should be talking about. Don't like this little mistake that you can fix. That's fine. Like that doesn't. That's not the problem. The problem is that was an image generated from stolen artwork from an IP this person works on. But he's not pointing that out. He's not saying you're stealing from me. He's saying, wow, look at how that knuckle's not perfect. You fucking idiot. We have this amazing slam dunk argument where we're being stolen from to line the pockets of the wealthy. And what's the argument people are making? It looks so bad. That's not compelling to fucking anyone. That's not what's on the table. It's not going to convince your grandma. It doesn't it's what the fuck are we doing? Whatever. Anyway, roll the clip. Kevin, we got a video clip of AI doing something. This has audio.
Please take off the gloves.
Who do you think you're talking to right now?
No, you're not going anywhere near my big gloves.
You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you.
Hey, look at my gloves. This is all on camera, by the way.
Hey, what the fuck is your problem anyways? It's my gloves. I don't understand. You can't be wearing these.
Bro, you can't be serious.
To take these gloves off.
Hell no.
Do you know how long this is, Kevin? I can't remember. It's like a minute long.
Please understand.
Hell no, I ain't taking no glove off. The fuck you gonna do?
These big boots off of me. No more big gloves, you dickhead.
Okay, that's fine.
Move the gloves, please.
No, sir.
Last warning, please remove the gloves.
So my gloves ain't even that big, man.
This is your last...
There is no need to be angry. We can get this sorted.
Seriously, I don't understand why you would...
I'm not going to ask you again. Remove the gloves.
I'm gonna call my lawyer.
Please remove the big gloves.
Are you serious?
And the big boots as
Please not the
well.
boots, sir.
You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defense.
Got to take the gloves off.
Give
it up.
But officer done nothing.
Give it up.
Sir, I need you to calm down for me.
Oh, come on, sir. This is just ridiculous.
You can't just be wearing those dang gloves.
I ain't taking my gloves off.
This is long. Okay. So that was like, it was mostly photos, but there was some movement in it. It's like an animated photo, but they're animated people being stopped by cops for having large gloves and large boots. So if you're listening to the podcast, that's what you're listening. Check it out, thathappenspod.com. Check us out, livestrobhomevideo.com. But yeah, so that's what that was. So watch that, and you tell me that's soulless. No, but it's like, that's fine, because it's like, who's that stealing from? I don't fucking know. I'm sure there's a lot of stolen assets, but like, what's that harming? That's not harming anyone. Because that's not rich people trying to steamroll humanity with fucking machines. It's someone fucking around with an app, which that's what society is about. It's not about... Anyway, whatever. Okay, so, Kevin, you got us on Spotify, right? We're on Spotify video now. And so sometimes we have video ads. Maybe, who knows? I don't fucking know how that works. But I think we can actually cut to an ad. So do you want to maybe go to an ad, one of our new video ads, so we can finally get some money?
Yeah, 1 second here.
Okay. The best thing about summer is getting to do all your favorite indoor things outside, like sharing meals and accidentally falling asleep on the sofa. Article's curated catalog of outdoor furniture is here to help you do all your favorite things this summer. They've got everything you need, from outdoor sofas to dining sets to decor. Their team of designers is all about finding the perfect balance between style, quality, and price, and they're dedicated to thoughtful craftsmanship that stands the test of time. Article offers fast, affordable shipping across the US and Canada. You just pick the delivery time, and they'll send you updates every step of the way. I have a beautiful Article outdoor dining set. It's got this heavy wood 3-piece picnic table kind of thing, and it is robust. It is quality. Article is offering our listeners $50 off their first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, go to article.com Goblin Flakes, and the discount will automatically be applied at checkout. That's article.com Goblin Flakes for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. What should we call this? Oh shit! Oh no, Abed's Kevin! Corner? Oh god! Oh god! Oh fuck! Oh shit! And now the camera's on black. Oh no! What is the camera looking at? Oh god! And now we're off the air. Oh god! We went offline. We fell offline. Oh god! Okay. And we're back. So, we're just trying to get some revenue going. We're going to have, some video ads. So let us know, how that's working. Use the promo code Goblin Flakes as always. We got to get some money. But yeah, so, okay. What else, Kevin? What else? It's time to go to my notes. Oh man, I can't believe it. So when I'm doing the show, I have in my mind, there's like a part of the show called the post-intro slump. Does that make sense? It happens really early. It usually is like, it's kind of when I'm doing the bit and then the bit runs out and then I'm like, what's up, Kevin? Or whatever. That's kind of the post-intro slump. I feel like we didn't really have one of those. I wanted to talk about the post intro slump, but we didn't really hit it. So it didn't naturally come up. I found out about the McNugget buddies. Jesus Christ, the McNugget buddies. That like 25 years ago, the McNugget buddies were like merchandising. So when they brought back the McNugget buddies by Kerwin Frost, that was a throwback to a 25-year-old McDonald's merchandising opportunity that I guess diehard McDonald's super fans were supposed to like be jizzing over. So we talked about that, and that's apparently where that's coming from. What else? Oh, my timer ended. I accidentally set a timer. I'm always setting timers accidentally with my Apple Watch. So, my brother just had a kid. No, he didn't. I found out. My mom texted me that my brother had a kid. I don't talk to my mom, but she texts me occasionally, and I look at it, and I don't text her back. She texted me, "Oh, your brother has a kid. His name is Ronan. I probably shouldn't have said that. I'm sure Ronan. They're fine." But they're like, oh, he's so great. Oh, it's great. I'm like, what? Jesus Christ. I don't know. I follow my brother on Facebook, but I don't know if he posted on Facebook and I didn't see it or whatever. So I just did not know that he had a kid. And when she texted me, it made it sound like, oh, it happened like today or something. So I texted my brother like, congratulations and stuff. Then I get a letter from my mom with pictures of the kid. And in the letter, she's like, oh, he's 4 months old. And it's like, oh, so like I'm finding out like 4 months late. But hey, that's fine. And my little brother, that's whose kid it is, he's the only one of my family I actually do talk to. So that's interesting. But whatever. I don't blame him. I don't talk to me either. So, what else? What else? Why does this say mindfulness? This says we should make a new That Happened soda. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that company still keeps hitting me up every so often if we want to do that. So yeah, we should talk about that.
We probably should, yeah. What else? Okay. Sorry, everybody. I just have one last thing to say. No, I don't. Not really.
I hope you have more than that because we got 36 minutes left.
Yeah, I know. Just one last thing, but it's really long. So I have in my notes, I got to actually do this. I got to figure out how to do this. But so did you see that Gia Carano had the lawsuit? That's her name, right? Gia Carano, the lawsuit against Star Wars or Disney or whatever the fuck?
No, I don't think so.
You gotta see if you can pull this up, like pull up like quotes or something. So Gia Carano filed a lawsuit for wrongful termination or discrimination or some shit for getting fired or let go or whatever from Mandalorian, whatever. I don't even know if she was fired. Maybe she was just written off the show. Like, that's not the same as being fired, although it's very similar, honestly. But, whatever. And the lawsuit took like this tone of Star Wars. Have you found anything yet, Kevin?
I'm just finding it now. I was spelling her name so badly that Google had no idea what I was talking about.
Well, Google sucks now. That's another thing. Let's talk about that while you're looking this up. Is that Google sucks now? Everybody talks about how Google's been getting worse, and it has. But the last, let's say, 3 rounds of deprovements, which have been AI-related deprovements, have made Google, like, Google's been going down for years. But in the past couple of months, it's really, like, dropped like another 40% or something. It's dismal. And I was very clear-headed about how bad it was before that. You know, I was seeing watching it go down, and it's practically non-functional now, which is terrible. Yeah, you don't really have quotes. So the thing is, in the lawsuit itself, the language of the lawsuit, it makes a bunch of Star Wars like references. Like, that's whatever. Now, like, I can look it up, but then you'd have to fill. You know, do you have anything you could fill about?
Hold on, I think I just found something. Give me just 1 second here.
Okay, and so it's just anyway. It would be good to have some quotes. The reason I bring this up is because the thing I want to do is, and someone's probably done this at this point, but I want to copy the text of the lawsuit and make a video in Premiere where it's the Star Wars crawl, but it's the lawsuit text, you know, because it's like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just found it. So it says.
Okay, so read it. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
A short time ago, in a galaxy not so far away, defendants made it clear that only one orthodoxy in thought, speech, or action was acceptable in their empire, and that those who dared to question or failed to fully comply would not be tolerated. Carano was terminated from her role as swiftly as her character's peaceful home planet of Aldarian had been destroyed by the Death Star.
Yeah, you know, so can't you imagine? A short time ago, you know, and it's this text, like, that's funny, right? That's pretty funny.
That would be funny. I
wonder if someone's done that yet. There's gotta. I come up with ideas that are pretty good, and then people do them before I do them, and I'm like, well, at least I know it was a good idea because that person did and went over really well. But yeah, I don't know.
That's a weird legal filing.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. She's crazy. Everybody's crazy. Nazis are crazy. Conservatives are crazy. I don't get it. I don't know. Everybody's crazy, though, because if, not to both sides this, but if both sides weren't so crazy, it would be easier to show people how crazy that conservatives were, you know? And it's not like, oh, these politicians are crazy. It's just everyone on the planet's fucking insane now because of the internet and stuff. Anyway, okay, so we should maybe talk live about how to tech this because I don't want to interrupt this. I should maybe mute my audio. But we made Abed Corner. We were talking about doing an Abed Corner, and we actually made it. So I wanted to play Abed Corner. This feels like a good time to do it. Then we can maybe do emails or something. I don't know.
Sure.
But yeah, so I'll let Kevin tech that out, and I'll mute my microphone. What should we call this?
Did you say Abed's Corner?
Abed's Corner.
Or Corner. Abed to Lion. Abed's Corner Cottage.
Now it's time for Abed's Corner Cottage. Okay, wait, hold on.
He was like trying to remember it.
No, I said it right. Welcome to Abed's Corner Cottage.
Hey everybody, welcome to the cottage. You know, a lot of stuff is bothering me today. Top of the list. I don't like when people tell me what to do and they always give me advice. It's like something's wrong with my life. Like, hey, you know what you should do? You should do this. And I'm like, Most of the time people tell you that because that's what they would do in your shoes. But I'm not that person. So I have a different viewpoint. And I think I'm perfectly fine. Of course I got a few flaws. I mean, who doesn't? But I don't need to be my whole life people are telling me what to do. Enough.
What are they telling you?
Well, I don't want to get so specific, but it's like, you know, just stuff that makes it sound like something's wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, here's what you got to do to get a girlfriend. Here's what you got to do this. You should do this. You should read this book. And it's like, well, I don't want to have, like, if I listen to those people, I would just be doing only that for the rest of my life of what they're saying. I need to have my own experiences and my own situations. It's like when someone tells you that a show is good and you should watch it, you kind of go, I don't need to be told what to watch. I got enough on my plate.
But you tell people that shows are good.
But I know what I'm talking about. And I read the room.
What else?
What else? Well, I've been watching Friends. It's a great show. And for years I always hated it. I was on the outside just judging it, being a snob. I never liked Matt LeBlanc. I always thought he was annoying, but now I watched another show that he's in, and now I like him. He's really great. So anyway, that's enough of that.
What else?
Well, I hung out with Rob last night, and Rob is someone that, you know, I like Rob, but he is constantly doing bits to me, nonstop bits. And I've gotten to the age where I've had it with the bits. I'm just like, Rob, enough with the bits. Can you just talk to me normally? Like, let's talk about our day. Let's talk about the weather. You know, something that normal people discussed. The football score. You know, like, how did the football team do that you like? Tell me about that one play that the wide receiver made. Rob would not want to talk about that. But, I mean, I think because he doesn't treat me seriously, and I would love to be, like, treated like an equal, and not, like, talked to like I'm a jester at some fancy court that he's the king of. And it's like, it's been years of that. I'm kind of tired of it. So I would love if Rob would be serious with me and just tell me how his day was. That's what I want to know. That's it for Abed's Corner Cottage. You heard me rant and rave.
All right. Well, it's the top 3 takeaways from the top 3. Number 1.
What was the first one that I did? I can't remember the first one. It wasn't Friends. It wasn't Rob. Oh, what was it?
Don't tell me what to do.
Oh, yeah. When people tell me what to do, I get mad. Don't tell me what to do.
Number 2.
Ross from Friends is very annoying. Although one episode he had a monkey, and he was good enough.
Number 3.
Rob not treating me seriously. Rob needs to really treat me like an equal.
And that's Abed's Corner Cottage.
Earthquake! No!
All right. Okay. That was Abed's Corner. Let me know what you think. And sorry, Abed, if you didn't like that. I don't know. I probably should have like ran it by him, but we were running tight on time. And I don't know. I don't think it's like mean to Abed, right? It's not like making fun of him, really. I thought it was like a funny, anyway. That's Abed's Corner, and it's a good show, and we like it, and we like the show, and we like Spencer because he's good, and we love him, and he's actually talented. Oh, it was my birthday. Jesus Christ, it was my birthday. I mean, not that matters. Nothing happened.
I was gonna bring that up. I wasn't sure if you were like publicly. You don't seem like a huge birthday guy.
No, I'm not. I don't like holidays. And I mean, your birthday is a holiday, but it's not like other holidays. I think because my birthday is so close to Valentine's Day that like it just kind of takes up that, like I kind of render it as more of a holiday because it's kind of more like connected. So yeah, I don't like my birthday the same way I don't like most holidays. I've ranted about most holidays that I don't like. Usually when we're close to a holiday, I'll explain what I don't like about it. But I think what I don't like about my birthday is that it's close to Valentine's Day, and what I don't like about Valentine's Day is, because it reminds you how you're always alone all the time, and it's sad and terrible. And so, in general, I think like your birthday being a marker of age, and then being so close to Valentine's Day, it's like, man, another reminder of like how alone I am, which is a big part of what I don't like about most holidays. Usually, it connects to that somehow, So. Yeah, I don't really like my birthday. I don't think about it until it's like about to happen. And then I usually agonize over, should I do anything? Should I not do anything? What should I do? Usually then I run out of time to do anything. And then it ends and I don't usually mention it. And so usually no one knows and then it just passes. And I'm like, wow, no one cared. And it's not anyone's fault they didn't care. It's like I didn't like tell people or whatever, it's like I didn't make a big deal out of it. But I don't know, like maybe in some part of my mind I'm like, oh well, I want someone to like do something for me, but also I think like if someone did something for me I would not like it. Like I think I'd be pretty bummed about it or something, so like I don't know, it just becomes like this thing is like it's the Hallmark thing with all these holidays where it's like, oh, here's what's supposed to happen and here's what's happening, and whatever. I think honestly this birthday was pretty solid. Kevin got me a gimbal to like a Steadicam kind of situation. Not a Steadicam's like really expensive. This is like a nice consumer version, I don't know, whatever. But so that was a nice present. And I went to my friend Ryan and Jeff's house, and me and Jeff and Ryan, we cooked food together, and I just really like cooking, and so it was really fun to cook. And then actually on my birthday I cooked also. But so yeah, it was just fun to hang out and cook. Yeah, that's basically it, Honestly, I think it was probably a better birthday than a lot of it had, which is not saying much, It's just like, yeah, my birthdays usually suck shit, and it didn't. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's my birthday. Shit, was I gonna say something before that? Thanks. Yeah, I'm 35. Yeah, I don't know.
Does that feel like a significant age to you?
Kind of, yeah. Not really, but kind of. I can run for president now. Should I do that? Should I run for office?
I think you should. I would vote for you.
I don't know. I think there's part of me that's likable and there's part of me that's like very unlikable or hateable. And so I'm worried about how that plays out, if that makes sense. But I don't know, whatever. It probably shouldn't. It's just, you don't want to do that to yourself. Well, it's all a waste. But could be good. Who knows? Maybe that's what the podcast is. It's yeah, the podcast will get me elected. That's people will listen to the podcast and be like, oh, I should vote for this person. Great.
Effective immediately, this podcast is now your just campaign platform.
Yeah, it's a super PAC technically. So give me money, as always. But yeah, I don't know. Was I going to say something before we were talking about my birthday? I can't remember. I feel like there was some other place I was going before the birthday. I don't know. Elon Musk made an alt named Adrian Peterson or something.
Yeah, what was the name? Let me pull it up here. I was showing Spencer this recently, and it's crazy. Adrian Dittman. Elon it might not be. We're speculating.
I think here. It is. Elon Musk stands accused of creating an alt to glaze himself. That's another. Speaking of TikTok, what people are saying on TikTok, glazing is a big one on TikTok. That's to suck someone's dick, I think. To big them up in a way that's seen as simping is to glaze them. Anyway, I think, or maybe it's to jizz on them is the glazing, but whatever, it's one of these TikTok things that seems homophobic to me. Who knows? What the fuck was I just talking about? Adrian Peterson. All right, Dittman. So Elon's alt, he said stuff, and then in a Twitter space, Adrian Dittman allegedly said something in a Twitter space. He with a voice said oh, Elon, you're such a great dad or something, which is something that his tweets tweet a lot, but this is using a voice. So people are accusing him using some sort of voice changer, calling into a Twitter space to compliment himself on being a parent. And buddy, you are working way too hard. that's the thing, you know, like, oh, what tangled webs we weave when first we practice to deceive, you know, like, it's easier to be a good person than to work this hard to be the worst person on the planet. Like, it's easy. It's nice. It's great. Like, I don't know. It's cool. And I don't have money. Like, and I'm fine, man. Like, you have the potential to be so fine. Finer, more fine than anyone's been in their entire life. And yet you spend so much effort trying to be a real life supervillain. I don't know. Like, it's the stuff that you're doing, buddy. It's insane. It's crazy. It's stupid. It can't be fun for you. But that's another thing. Again, like, this is sad and pathetic. It really is pitiable in a way that's like, this is a broken person. It's like that robot that's scooping its own oil back in. You know, it's like, man, this is sad. It's like, it's just going to die like that. There's nothing you can do. Like, it's pathetic. But at the same time, like, you got to imagine he's doing this and going, he, I'm so smart. I'm tricking these people. Ha ha ha. Yes. Oh, this character, he's getting so much likes. They think it's so authentic. I am so smart. Ah, yes. And that itself is so sad. That's like, I don't know. That's like, I don't know. Like, this is like a vibe that exists. I don't know the exact thing that it is, but it's like, oh, a fish who's swimming into the mouth of a larger fish, and the larger fish is like, oh yes, I'm the biggest genius, and then that fish is about to be swallowed by an even larger fish. You know, it's like that middle fish is like, I'm such a genius. And that's what Elon's doing. He's like, I'm so much smarter than these guys that'll think Adrian Dittman's a real person. And it's like, dude, you are pathetic. You are the second smallest fish in the world. You are so stupid. This is so sad. Anyway, whatever. It's a good show. We like this energy. It's a good show. And the last week's show, that was a good show too, Kevin. Did you know that?
I felt like that was a good show, actually. I really do.
Even though on the show you said it was a bad show. I don't know if you remember that, but I do, because I remember it all. Everybody. I remember. Don't think I've forgotten. But yeah, no, I agree. I think it was a good show. And I think part of it was because I'm believing in myself. And of course I'm not, but you know, it sounds like it, and it's just as good. Okay, Stephen Clement writes, hey, I'm an architect. You got any questions about buildings? Let me know. Also, great pod. You got any questions about buildings, Kevin?
Buildings. I mean, I guess there's always this like divide between the architects who design things and the engineers who actually have to go make that design happen. And they always fight about the architects designing stuff that are impossible to build and things like that. Like, how do you resolve that? Like, I've worked with engineers before who just hate architects, but I've never heard anyone from the architect side explain that. So that's the answer I'd like someone to answer, is like, how do you deal with like coming up with something grandiose enough to impress your client, but not make the engineer tasked with building it stab you for it?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I'd be interested in his answer. And I think this is a great interview format. An email-based interview, you know, that could be cool for the podcast. So write us back, Stephen. And I got a question too. My first question is, do you have any preferences, like not that you design yourself, but as an architect who admires architecture, are there any like architectural styles or whatever that you like? You know, like brutalism or whatever. I don't know. I like brutalism. I like a lot. I like, you know, I like buildings. I even like the buildings that everyone says look bad. But hey, and my other question is, do you have like a dream that you'd want to do? Like, if you want to design like a theater or like a symphony hall or anything, is there anything that to you would be like the dream project as an architect? So those are our questions for Steven, the architect, and maybe he'll respond with an answer. Awesome. Okay. Moving on. Unless you have anything else to say, Kevin.
No, that was great. For you though, what's a building that you think other people think's ugly that you like? Is there some recognizable one that you could call out to?
I mean, this is not really. The thing is, there's this kind of house being built right now. It's housing. It's called like, they're called like 4-in-1s or something, where you build this concrete parking structure, and then on top of that you can build, I think, up to 4 floors on top of that. So they're like 5-story buildings basically with an above ground parking structure, and then 4 living floors. And people say they're really ugly because they're really formulaic and they look all the same. They all look the same generally, but I think they look cool. I don't know. They do look all the same. And some of them look worse than others, but there is one that's a really prominent design that I actually just think looks really good. And a lot of the modern ones have that design. I'm like, yeah, it looks cool. I don't know. It does look identical to other stuff, but I just think it looks cool. So that's what I like architecturally. But that's what I was talking about. I meant it's not like, it's not like I love the design. I'm not like fawning over it, but I think it looks a lot better than people say. I think people just want quirky old housing stuff, like old Victorian painted lady kind of houses. And it's like, yeah, that's why there's a fucking housing crisis, because people like you are so excited and like, we got to save these old buildings. It's like, no, we got to build 1 million houses. And if a cookie cutter like giant apartment design is helpful, great, whatever. Moving on. Dalton writes, hey, Spencer and Kevin, do you guys drink sparkling water at all? I've been trying a bunch recently, and I'm partial to Waterloo, but it's a little heavy on the carbonation. It's nice on the mouth, but tends to give me acid reflux, so I can't drink a lot of them. Anyway, which ones have you tried, and are there any that you hate? I want to like Spindrift, but it's a little too flat to me. Yeah, don't people say Spindrift has like little bubbles or something? Or maybe that's bubble or boobly. I don't know. Bubbly. Anyway, I don't drink sparkling water at all. Anytime I've tried it, basically hated it. What about you, Kevin?
Same. It just tastes bad. Like something's wrong with it. Like I don't know. Like I taste things, I think, differently than the average person, but every time I've tried sparkling water, it's just been like, this is not something I would drink unless I was dying of thirst.
Yeah, it has this bitter taste to it. I don't know what that comes from, but yeah, for sure. Maybe it's the carbonic acid.
I was about to say, I think that I just don't like the taste of carbonic acid or what that sensation is or something. It just tastes metallic, but like licking a rock kind of at the same time. Yeah. And it's just not, it's not something good.
I wish it was like licking a rock. I like licking a rock. Rocks aren't bitter, really. Rocks don't let you down. All right. Aaron writes, follow up. I think we took this guy's email about missing audio podcasts. I think this was like a complaint to your tech department that we talked about in the past. So he's following up. Heyo, so Google is killing Google Podcasts and rolling it into YouTube Music. I don't know whether that'll still have the issue I described, but who cares? Kevin, hopefully you didn't waste any time on this. As a small token of my appreciation, I've attached the isolated soundbite of Will Smith's haha haha, for which you've previously expressed an affinity. For any Android users out there, I now use AntennaPod, which is a free open source podcast app that has a few bugs but is pretty great overall. He uses other sources for its podcast index, so that happens, now happens. Spencer's scowling visage in full res, which isn't good grammar, but I think that's on purpose. I think he's doing a joke. It's a good podcast though. That's what's so crazy is that you're listening to this right now, and yet it's still a good podcast. What you're hearing, what you just heard, that was still a good podcast. Isn't that crazy? It's weird. Chris writes, I had a thought as Kevin's deal being a computer prodigy showed him the power of getting a complex task done. Wait. I had a thought. Is Kevin's deal that being a computer prodigy showed him the power of getting complex tasks done led to viewing arguments and problems as badly written code? Before I finish the email, do you want to weigh in on that?
Okay, so are completing complex tasks like debugging code kind of thing?
Let me fix this. Okay. So do you think your computer prodigy and programming senses have led you to view arguments and problems that crop up as like coding mistakes that you could fix?
Sometimes, but I try not to do that. Like I think earlier on in life, I did that a lot. I treated every problem like a computer debugging problem. And that didn't get me a lot of success. I don't know. Like, I think I'm good at solving problems, but I think my strength came from realizing that wasn't how to solve them, not that is how you solve them.
Yeah.
Because, if the problem was that easy to solve, I think more people would, I feel like I'm good at solving problems that other people don't. People call me in to solve things when they can't usually. And I think my strength has been able to step back and see the bigger picture and see it through different viewpoints and things like that, like see it from the other perspective and things like that. So I would say, I mean, maybe that's how I arrived at being able to do this the way I do it, but I don't think that's what I'm doing. So yes and no.
Yeah. You know, they say your greatest strength is your greatest weakness is your greatest strength pushed too far. So yeah, maybe it's like that you're so good at dealing with things as like there are computer problems or something that sometimes can be a problem, is that you do that too much into where, you know, Jesus Christ, can't talk, but I can talk. I'm great at talking. To the point where, you know, it's causing you problems at problem solving, and it's stopping, you know, it's not being as helpful as it was. It's an interesting thought. He goes on to write, this is based on him mentioning multiple times that his strength is through helping others solve issues and whatnot. Seems like his viewpoint of the world is what is making this code run not smoothly, or could this code not run smoothly, and how can we address it? And that's pretty awesome. Much love, the Chrysler. Hey, I like that, the Chrysler. So yeah.
I mean, I think he's right, and I think I have to take it one step further to be effective at doing that. But I think that's probably where that came from, for sure.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. And that was Chris's email. And again, you can write us emails at thathappenspod@gmail.com. That's right? It's got to be.
Yes.
Yes. We are down. After I read this one, we'll only have 7 left. And then what'll we do? So Marwin writes, hey, Spencer and Kevin, is Kevin's deal that he anomalously posts ROMs of rare arcade consoles lost to time on the internet? Secretly yours, Marwin.
You know, I want to be that guy, but at the same time, I don't. You know, like, yes, I have unreleased stuff that I've, you know, collected over the years that I would love to release, but at the same time, it's not mine to do that with, so I don't. I'm really torn there. You know, like I think at some point, a lot of us that were in the industry around the time of making these ROMs need to just get together and go, hey, we should just all release everything we have, so that way that there isn't just one bad guy who did it. You know, because some of these projects were canceled for a reason, and the people who were making them decided to stop making them and deliberately did not want to release them. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to go against people's wishes that way. You know what I mean? Like, it to me would feel like, you know, going into your diary that you deliberately never published on the internet and going, well, I have a copy of it, I'm going to publish that because I think everyone deserves to see what Spencer was thinking. I don't want to do that, and that isn't me, but I'm also just terrified that stuff like this is going to disappear. Like if I got hit by a bus tomorrow and died, nobody has any chance of ever finding any of the stuff on my computers. You know, there's no file of like, hey, look here for stuff to release after I've died. And that honestly concerns me more than it should, that like if that happens, some of the stuff would just disappear forever. And I don't think that should happen. Yes.
That happens. That should happen. Sorry, continue.
No, that's where I am with that, is that like I'm terrified that I'm the custodian of stuff that would be lost otherwise, but I also don't want to go against people's wishes. So I don't really know what to do, so I'm just taking no action.
Yeah.
What would you do in this kind of situation?
I don't know, man. I think about that too. I don't really have a good solution, because here's what happens is right on my phone something that says like if I'm dead or something, you know, so if someone finds it and they can read it and be like, oh, that's what Spencer wants to happen with the cat or whatever. But then you have to get that, they have to get into your phone. They're not going to get in your phone. So then you got to put your fucking phone password in your wallet and hope someone finds it and opens your phone and sees your document that says if I'm dead. That doesn't work. So I'm going to get a will? No way. No way. No way.
Well, like, okay, I don't know if I ever told you this. I probably maybe shouldn't be telling you this now live if I haven't told you this. God. But like in my office, my home office, there are several hard drives that have backups of all of Harmontown, all of That Happens, all of the Trouble video stuff. That has just a
die,
Post-it
they're
note.
Set to be released to the press.
No, there's just a post-it note on each one of them that just says Spencer, on the hopes that like if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, Ariel with whoever's going through my stuff is going to be like, I guess these go to Spencer.
Yeah,
and
see,
you'll figure out what to do with it. You know.
Yeah, I guess I should probably.
I don't want that to all be lost.
Maybe I mean obviously the answer is a will because of legal or whatever, but maybe I should just write it in like a thing and like tape it somewhere, you know. And then people would be like, "Why is there something taped to the wall?" I guess I never went into Spencer's room ever. And look, he's just there dead on the ground. Might as well open this up. It says if I'm dead, you know, give my magic cards to, you know, whoever.
There are like services called like dead man emails and things like that, where like every month it emails you going, "Hey, are you still alive?" And if you miss like 3 of those in a row or something, it sends emails that you pre-written to certain people, you know, and you can customize like how long you have to respond to them and stuff like that.
The stakes are way too high on that, you know, like, can you imagine? Like,
yeah,
it's just like I'm more thinking about like, I'm thinking about writing really mean messages to people. And it's like, and then when I'm dead, they'll go out. And then it's like, this company had a glitch and all of your hate messages got sent to everybody, you know?
Or you lose access to that email address or something, or you're in a coma, but you're fine 4 months later.
That's what I mean. It's like, but that's where my twisted mind goes is like, let's use this surface to write hateful messages to people so you could pester them from beyond the grave. Like, I don't fucking know. Figure that one out. Sigmund Freud. Well, that about does it for our show. I mean, the timer we're looking at says about 3 minutes, but we could probably stretch out the outro to 3 minutes. Is that going to fuck us up time-wise?
We can do whatever you want. That's fine.
You say that, and then when I want to end the show 15 minutes into the show, then it's suddenly a problem.
That's a little hard for me to cover for, but if you had to do that, we could do that.
I mean, you say that, but I think me and the audience can see that doesn't make any goddamn sense whatsoever.
It just means I have to scramble to put some filler in so that the next show starts on time for the live block. But that's a fixable problem.
I gotta send you like Spencer fillers, you know, and then if we ever have to do it, then it's like, you know, it's like, I don't know, like an episode of Great Minds, and then me doing the Spencer dance for a couple minutes, you know, on loop or something. You know, like you could go different. We could have like a catalog of filter and really, you know. That would be so cool, man.
I love that there's however many people listening to this right now, tens of thousands of people, that the moment you said Spencer dance, everybody pictured exactly the same thing at once without you even having to reference what that meant.
I'd like to think that's the case, but I'm not sure. You know, who knows? But, you know, I don't know. I'm excited. I want to make more videos. We did a lot of multimedia stuff on the show today. Let me know what you think. I don't know. I don't think we're going to be doing that all the time. This is just a confluence of a bunch of things. Like, I wanted to talk about that AI video thing that we played like a month ago. We just never got around to it. And then Sora AI came out, and then it seemed like something to talk about. Another thing with the Sora AI is people are just posting videos and lying and saying that AI generated them. And it's like, no, it didn't. That was... someone directed that in Bollywood. It's a Bollywood film. That's not AI. Anyway, give me money. Don't give me money. Don't go to my patreon.com/thesixler. Don't do that. Like, really,
but if you do that, your name will appear in the credits after the show.
That's true. Yes.
Forever.
I forgot. Oh my God. Yes. You have to.
Okay, it doesn't actually appear for the people on the live stream, only on the podcast, but yes,
no, on the podcast.
There.
It's for the podcast. It's of course. It would be crazy to do it for the live audience. Maybe we'll figure that out someday. But
I could probably make that happen.
But we'll figure it someday. It's all. I'm just saying that it's not, the Patreon's not worthless, and it's not that I'm not doing anything on it, and I've gotten too lazy and I'm bad. It's not that. It's actually that you join the Patreon and you get in the credits of the podcast. What about you, Kevin?
Tangible benefits. Sign up right now if you're listening.
Yeah. Anything else for the rest of the show or anything? I don't know.
That's about it. Just come watch us live on Sundays at shroud152.com if you're not doing anything else special, and watch us live.
Yep. Watch us live. Check me out on Threads and Blue Sky. Blue Sky's public now. I'm posting more on Threads. I'm technically posting across all 3 sites, but I'm basically not posting any of my original thoughts on Twitter. I'm basically mostly just posting news retweets on Twitter, if that. And so most of my jokes I post on Threads, and I post on Blue Sky too. I'm kind of posting different stuff on all of the different websites, but I think probably Threads is a good bet. I like Blue Sky, but Blue Sky's everybody is so cool on Blue Sky that I don't post on Blue Sky very often because I'm not cool enough. Anyway, that's our show. So until next time, we like to end the show the same way as we do each week. So until next time, visit our website, and if you do, say hi. I like it when people say hi. And as always, thanks for listening.